In news from Venezuela then, where interim leader has urged President Donald Trump to end punitive sanctions and other measures aimed at the country, which also comes days after President Trump in his State of the Union address called the two nations as friends following the US capture of Nicolas Maduro. Delcy Rodriguez said that the country had never been an enemy of the United States and called Trump a friend while urging him to end the sanctions and the blockade.
President Trump, as a friend and partner, now that we are opening a new agenda of cooperation with the United States, end the sanctions and end the blockade against our homeland, because that blockade is also against the youths of Venezuela, and the youths of Venezuela as a whole are calling for an end to the sanctions and an end to the blockade against Venezuela.
After the capture of Maduro in the month of January, the US Treasury Department has issued several licenses that allow companies to trade Venezuela's oil and to operate in the country's oil and gas sectors. However, that requires specific clearance by the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control. In December last year, Trump even ordered a blockade of sanctioned oil vessels heading to and from Venezuela. Meanwhile, jubilant scenes were witnessed as a prisoner was released on Thursday in Miranda State after 5 years. In fact, as a total of 2,200 people have been released from Venezuelan jails or had other legal restrictions withdrawn since the start of a new amnesty law.
They never beat me, nothing, I'm fine, and again, I thank God for everything. I was in jail for 5 years, 38 days.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said a day earlier that there is no artificial timeline for elections to be held in Venezuela, while adding that there is still a way for the country to be able to hold elections in the long run.
Well, I don't know if we'd set an artificial timeline. I mean, the important part is just so you think about it logically, it's hard to have elections when many of the people that may want to participate in have been in jail or are still overseas. So I do think that as we enter this recovery phase, which we think I think we've done a pretty good job working with the interim authorities on the stabilization phase. You have not seen mass migration, you have not seen civil war, you have not seen violence. On the contrary, you've seen some real stability on the ground, and you've seen a growing in productivity among their key sectors. I think now you enter into this, we're increasingly entering into this phase of recovery, and part of that is a national reconciliation. So there have been very positive steps taken. Hundreds of political prisoners have been freed. The infamous prison El Agoida has been closed.